Hello, and welcome to Scene Abounds Live, where we are out on location. We are, of course, with the amazing Kyle Holmes at Black Nova Designs, and we're going to be talking about something that I absolutely love, which is artificial intelligence, or AI for short, specifically Chat GPT, but we're going to be talking about a few other things. So, Kyle, mate,
hi guys,
awesome! Hey. It's awesome to have you on the show. Right, let's talk AI, because I think for our audience, especially Chat GPT, it seems to be this little bit of a dirty word at the moment. Like, Chat GPT, use Chat GPT, and I'm like, dude, I use Chat GPT for everything.
It's like the naughty kid with a cheat book in the corner, isn't it? That's exactly what it is.
And it's like, I mean, I've sent you emails, right?
Yeah.
And that's been created on Chat GPT. I've got blogs that are on my website that's been created on Chat GPT. I've got policies that we've written, which has been created through Chat GPT and then just overlooked. And all I do is I just put in what is good, a good example, and then said to Chat GPT, make this better.
It's kind of what we all want, isn't it? That's exactly how we want our life to run. Like, how do I make it better? It's the $1 million question.
Yeah. So, okay, let's talk about some of the pros on Chat GPT, right? Let's talk about some of the pros. And so, we had a logo on the screen, but it's died, mate. It's died. Let's put it back.
It comes back. So, Chat GPT don't work on that one.
Yeah.
There we go. It's back in.
So let's talk a little bit about the pros and the cons of Chat GPT. So let's talk about the pros first. Obviously, it's great for content creation. What I like to call it as, it's great to kill the white paper syndrome.
Yeah.
Which is brilliant. So as a web developer, give us something. What's your insight on it?
It's kind of sometimes I look at ChatGPT as a great little person that's outside the box, because a lot of the time we get focused on what we're doing all the time. We go like, this is how we do it, this is how we have to do it. And sometimes you look at it and you ask ChatGPT, how do I write this function, for example?
Yeah. And
it'll go, this is how we would do it. And you're like, I didn't even think about doing it that way. So sometimes it's that extra pair of eyes, which is handy.
Yeah.
Sometimes the other good thing is it's starting to create a standard for code, which means people are starting to write the same way, which means a lot of design, a lot of technology is going to follow the same suit, which is going to be quite nice, because it means that somebody hasn't designed it this way and then you've got to reword it, rewrite it, do it this way. It's going to be sort of a standardized. So the pro on that is structure.
Consistency.
Simplicity, consistency, and it's also, it can just help when you get that brain fart moment where you go, how do I do that? And then you go, ChatGPT, how do I do this? And they go, this is how. Don't get me wrong, you still need to think about it, but at least it can take that block away.
I use it as comparisons as well. So like, I'll say, like, compare this with this, and then it'll give me the pros and cons of both things.
Yeah.
Which I find brilliant for that. But let's talk a little bit about actual content writing. Yeah. So this is the other one. This is like the black art. Yeah. Everyone's like, oh, you can't use Chat GPT on websites. Right? And I'm like, I don't get why not.
I can see where some of the Chat GPT fear comes from, because obviously content writers, it's their job. You're kind of taking away a job for them. But at the same time, it's a hit and miss, because obviously Chat GPT is doing something, making it, and it's no longer, in some eyes, I can see where people go, oh, it's no longer authentic because it's not you. Yeah. It's not you writing that. So how can we know that it's actually your feelings? So I can understand where that comes from. But at the same time, if you write the Chat GPT to be like you and you give it the emotion that you have, then technically it can write like you. Yeah. I mean, it's taking time and it's still learning, but.
Yeah, I mean, I've even given one a name. Right. So she's called Wendy.
All right.
I don't know. Right. So, no, she's not called Wendy. I don't know. She's called Megan, right? So Megan sits there. I don't know where I got Wendy. This is what I do. This is a dyslexic thing, right? So Megan sits there, and I'll go in. I'll go, right, I want you to do this, and literally, but my instruction into ChatGPT is about that long.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like one line. I don't just go, write me a blog around SEO.
Yeah.
I go, write me a blog about SEO. Talk about the meaning of SEO. Talk about how you can utilize software such as Yoast to optimize your website. Talk about how SEO and WordPress will best be suited together and how you can make some cheats. Talk about, when you're talking about SEO, talk about what a key focus word. And I'll put all this in, and then literally it fills in the blanks.
Yeah.
But also the spelling, because I am severely dyslexic. So, and then I'll just take that and I'll go,
And
that's what I was going to say anyway.
And that's a huge pro if you even look at it. It's just the simple fact of people that have got dyslexia or struggle with just the educational side of things. It helps on that.
Yeah.
It means it gives them an opportunity to be able to do something that somebody else would be like, oh, well, I've got A levels in English and all this. I know how to do it. Whereas, like yourself, you're not dumb. You just struggle with doing spelling. So Chat GPT fills that part that your weakness is. And like in any job, we hire to our weaknesses. So why not use Chat GPT to do that?
I love that. I love that. So yeah, that's exactly what I've done, right? I've just hired Chat GPT, and it's saving me a couple of £1,000 a year if I was going to bring in a full-time copywriter. She sits next to me.
Yeah.
Well, in front of me.
Called Megan.
Called Megan. Yeah. The reason why she's called Megan is I've also got another piece of AI software, which is called Harry.
Oh, okay.
Right? Megan and Harry.
Yeah, I see where it's going.
Yeah, you see where this is going, right? The outcasts.
Oh, yes.
But I actually really like them as well, which is controversy in itself, right? Now, we also use other artificials. So I use VideoBot.
Yep.
Have you heard of VideoBot?
I've heard of it, haven't used it.
Right. So like all the animated logos that I create, all of the intro adverts that I create, all over they're on this show. That's all created through VideoBot, which is an AI piece of software.
Yeah.
The other one I use is CapCut. CapCut.
CapCut.
You've heard of CapCut?
Used it myself.
Phenomenal for video.
Yeah.
But that's not really AI, is it, CapCut? But
no, but it's in a way taking away some of that pressure of trying. You remember the days of video editing from the old school stuff? You'd be there for hours going, oh, change this, change that.
Yeah, move this out, move that out. You just got CapCut and you just go do this, and it does it. What's the other one that I use? Oh, Video Yo. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen that one. No.
So Video is, and it's spelled VIDYO, right?
Yeah.
This was actually introduced to me by Helen Morgan, who's another one of our clients. And you take a 10-minute video,
yep,
and you just chuck it into video, and it'll split it down into 10-second slots.
Oh, nice.
So like this show, for example, I could put it in, and it will take out like the certain subjects that we've spoken about.
Yeah.
So it will say, what is the pros of Chat GPT? And then it will take that little bit out, and it segments it.
Oh, nice.
Really good piece of kit, actually. It's a really good tool if you're looking at doing short blasts to advertise stuff.
Yeah.
So this is all the type of stuff this is like where AI comes from. And for some reason, people are really frightened about using AI.
I think it's a lot of people are worried about their jobs. Massively. Loads of people are worried about it's taking away their job role. But I'm very controversial with AI. I love AI, and a lot of people will go to me, oh, that's because you're in the tech industry. But I also look at it in a people's place.
Mm.
If you take, for example, like the tills that have come in for self-service and stuff like that, it's a similar thing. They're taking jobs away. But what I treat it as is it's getting rid of mundane jobs so people can really focus on self-development to go, right, I want to be a manager now because I don't have to do the till. Yeah. I can go and do self-management and I can become a manager. I can better myself. And that's where, like I say, with Chat GPT, get rid of the boring stuff that you don't need to do. Become even more professional in what you got because you can get rid of the really long, lengthy, boring stuff and do the really high-end stuff really, really well because you've got a lot more time.
Yeah.
So you can even it's to better yourself. It's not to replace you. It's to make you better than what you already are.
And also, at the end of the day, right, ChatGPT, we're talking mainly about ChatGPT for the time being. ChatGPT is a tool. It's not actually artificial intelligence, right?
No.
It's a tool. And it runs on demand. Artificial intelligence actually means it doesn't run on demand, where ChatGPT does, right? So it's to call it artificial intelligence is not quite right.
Yeah, it's a
Terminator.
At the moment,
Terminator is artificial intelligence, where they actually think for themselves and do their own thing, and then start ruling people, etc., etc.
Skynet's on the way.
Yeah, but we're not. We're not in that world, right? This is a tool that you ask it to do something, and it will create what you ask of it.
Yeah,
it's as simple as that. It will just do it better and quicker.
Yeah.
Have you ever? Controversial question. Have you ever had a email that you don't know how to word? And you actually just want to say no.
Yeah, but it normally comes out with just no.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I can see how it does. Yeah, I'm probably the more diplomatic out of the group in the rest of us.
Yeah.
But yeah, it can be that time.
I use it all the time.
You think, well, how do I say this without being
sound like
aggressive or an arse or whatever?
So I just go, right, reply to this email, say no thank you.
Yeah.
And it will just go, hi Kyle, thank you so much for your quote. On the website, unfortunately at this time, I'm not ready to use your services.
Yeah,
which is the politest diplomatic way of saying no, right?
Yeah.
Or you could say yes, please.
And it'll do it.
And it'll just go, "Hi, Kyle. Thank you so much for the quote. Really pleased to say that I would love to go forward with it." And it just does it in a way where you could just go answer email, say yes.
Yeah. So on that note, we actually use it in our support ticket system. So we've got a support ticket system that's integrated with OpenAI, similar to stuff like Chat GPT.
Okay.
And if instead of like my staff having to look for a solution or a bug fix or whatever, if we've got a guide already written for it, the chatbot will actually go and search our knowledge base and find an answer for that customer for that specific problem as well. It won't just be like if they say, "Oh, my email's broken," it'll tell them like a test procedure on its own. It will make up the answer, but it actually notifies us to say, "This is the answer I've come up with. Are you happy with it?" And we can say yes, and it automatically sends it.
Wow. So using, we're going off on a tangent now, but I'm thinking of my own website. So I could put almost like a chatbot onto my website, and someone could go, "I need help to add a members offer."
Yep.
And it would just go, "Watch this video."
Yeah, pretty much. As long as you've got it somewhere for it to look for and know where to find those answers in a sense. You could tie it off that way. As I say, our support ticket system looks in our knowledge base and it learns, so it actually syncs. So we sync all 500 knowledge base articles with it. It will then have it in its own database, which means it can find answers what it needs to. And I mean, these answers are back within probably no more than 5 seconds.
Wow.
They're faster than any of my techs could type. They're done, dusted, ready to go. And so far, I mean, it's still learning, but it's about, I'd say, around 95% accurate. It's incredibly accurate. It's answered things better than I have, because I word it and I kind of go.
Well, this is the thing as well, right? When we're on another tangent, but this is the thing with humans, right? We blab about stuff because we don't know how to say it quickly, and I certainly do, right?
Yeah.
Like, why use? Is it gone off again? Why use one word when 10 will do?
Yeah.
Right. Look, we do have to end the show. Okay, we do have to end the show. But Kyle, I want to ask you this fundamental question, right? If you were to give anybody a top tip or a closing comment about using AI software, Chat GPT, etc., what would your closing comment be?
1, don't be scared of it. 2, use it to enhance what you've already got. And we are the future of all technology. So if we're scared of change, we ain't moving forward. So let's just keep going. Fantastic.
I can't have finished it better than myself. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't go too far. We have got more shows coming with the amazing Kyle Holmes. But for now, take care. Thank you very much. Bye now.